Our top story this half hour, a pedestrian is dead after being hit by a car in the town of Bradford this afternoon. The Penobscot County Sheriff says the crash happened just before 1 o'clock on Route 221 at the intersection of Reeves Road. The sheriff says one person was in the car. They say the pedestrian was walking alone. Despite CPR efforts, they say the pedestrian died at the scene. The road was closed so deputies and a drone team could respond. That road has since reopened. Sheriff's deputies have not yet shared the person's name while they notify family members. Downtown Bangor's Rainbow Pride Flag Crosswalk was defaced one day into June, nationally recognized as Pride Month. That crosswalk appears to be vandalized with tire marks and burnouts. Every year, crews from Bangor Public Works give it a fresh coat of paint just before the month-long celebration. Today, crews were there painting over the damage. Some people in the community say they're disheartened by the vandalism.
People don't respect other people's right to choose and be who they are, so they do stupid things, and it's so disrespectful.
We've got enough manpower and enough paint and enough love and enough heart and enough time to just redo it.
An official from the Bangor Police Department says they're aware of the incident and will continue to monitor the situation going forward. The Unitarian Universalist Society of Bangor and Needle Point Sanctuary of Maine announced today that the Syringe Exchange Service pilot program will end on August 31st. It was a 6-month program, they said, was launched in an effort to reduce the spread of HIV and hepatitis C in the greater Bangor area. During the program, those two groups say they provided more than 400 HIV tests in the city alone, and that helped them detect more cases. They say in a typical year, they only see 1 or 2 new HIV cases across the entire state. But this year, they say, there were 40 in Bangor alone. Needle Point Sanctuary says they determined that syringe services should take place somewhere other than the church. City leaders in Bangor are moving forward with an initiative to address the city's homelessness issue. CENTER Maine's Akua Deval shows us how a new committee hopes to approach the problem and what comes next.
Bangor City Council is appointing a new 9-person committee focused on one of the city's most persistent and visible issues, homelessness.
Driving through town and seeing the tragedy, not knowing how to help, I wanted to be armed with information.
Community organizer Teal Vasquez will serve on the committee and says they hope to bring an emphasis on empathy from their daily work with the unhoused community.
One of our goals is to create a lasting impact and reduction of homelessness and increase the quality of life and safety for housed and unhoused in Bangor.
City officials say the committee brings together people with experience in housing, healthcare, and community outreach.
One thing I'm hoping to learn from the group as we start the work to see, okay, what kind of population do we have out there? How many out there?
Dr. Anthony Ning with Northern Light Acadia Hospital says he hopes to connect clinical experience with data-driven research to identify more effective interventions.
The City Council, by creating this committee, allows a more cohesive way and looking at the problem and pulling everything together.
The move to form the committee comes amid increasing debate over how the city should respond to people experiencing homelessness, including pressure following last year's closure of the railroad encampment near Penobscot Plaza.
By having a committee that puts actionable items in front of us, I think we're going to actually see some movement, especially if it's done with a comprehensive plan that we've been lacking.
Members say their first order of business will be to review current programs, identify gaps in services, along with developing recommendations for city leaders.
If we can help identify concrete steps that the city and community can take, I think that will be a big accomplishment.
How can we bring these two communities together and create unity and build a better Bangor?
Committee members say its first meeting is expected later this summer. No specific date has been set. In Bangor, Akua Deval, CENTER Maine.
City councilors tell us they're also working on an advisory committee for housing. Maine is one of 7 Northeast states involved in another lawsuit against the Trump administration, this time relating to a decision where the administration paid a French company nearly $1 billion to not build offshore wind farms. This new lawsuit argues that the deal struck between Total Energies and the Trump administration earlier this year